Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Parenting Business, the podcast for parents who are also business owners, and we just generally ramble on and chat about the trials, the tribulations, the highs, the lows, the experiences around trying to manage all of that because it's a pretty unique situation. Before we go into the main part of the show, don't forget to follow us on Spotify or wherever you listen. Do also feel free to get in touch with your stories or top tips about how you balance your parenting business. You can either leave us a comment or drop us an email at podcast@parentingbusiness.com. Also, if you like what you hear, please share the podcast with other parents and business owners. And don't forget to leave us a 5-star review to help us spread the support. And with that, let's get on with the show. Ben, hello again. We're another week in.
We are another week in, and welcome to the show, which is marginally better, marginally more entertaining, marginally less painful, beg your pardon. It is marginally less painful than doing your VAT return, as we attempt once more not to disappoint on that note.
I got some more feedback this week.
Did you?
Amazing
I have not seen any feedback this week.
My partner listened to her first ever episode.
Okay.
She listened to it because she couldn't fall asleep. And 10 minutes later, she was asleep. So,
yeah,
absolutely. I think it was just my dulcet tones.
It could be your dulcet tones. Or
maybe we did bore the hell out of her. But yeah, so she was actually really, really pleased that our show acted like a bit of a sleeping tablet for her.
It's nice to have a purpose in life, isn't it?
It is. It's nice to know that your missus finds you useful for something. Unfortunately, it's because you're that dull that you send her to sleep.
I don't think I've reached that particular high as yet. Just knowing my use. But there we are.
Speaking of highs, then let's go straight into lows and highs. Tell us about what's been happening this week, then.
Lows. We're back to roofers.
Oh, and God.
Damage caused. Well and truly pissed off. He's been somewhat ejected off the job and replaced. And I treated that as a catalyst, because the last week and a little bit into this week is sorting out problems I've been fucked off with for a while. So my most lows of the recent weeks since New Year has mainly been staff, right? So last week... Yeah. Sadly, one had to be fired. Another one's had a conversation, and hopefully that's drawn a line under most of that. We have handed over the running.
Just touching on that.
Yeah.
Sorry, just touching on that.
You touch on it. Go on.
Yeah, I'm touching on you.
Can't see where your hands are. Go on.
Wouldn't you like to know? How do you deal with firing staff? How does it affect you mentally? And because it's one of those necessary evils when you run a business, isn't it?
It's not nice, is it? But there is effectively everything in my place has a process and a system, and we try and stick to the process and system as much as possible. So this particular person had 3 verbal warnings and a written warning as per the process. Boom, boom, boom. I don't think he believed we were going to do what we were suggesting. A bit of an ego of, I've got all the skills you need, you're fucked without me. So actually, mate, we're fucked with you, because I keep having to tell customers that can't get your stuff out because he's off again. And unlike the other high absentee we have, it's not much of it is illness related. So we got through all that. When you say how do I feel emotionally about it,
because I find it always really hard, and I almost, when I've sacked staff in the staff, I've almost apologised for sacking them, even though it's not my fault. They've brought it on themselves.
Yeah, no, and he came in with tails treated, because what basically happened is he had his final written warning on the Thursday. Any more absences, any more late, that's it. We're done. That was Thursday, and then he didn't show up on the Tuesday. And he sort of phoned, and he phoned in to Kirsty, the manager. He was just like, right, sorry, I slept in, I'm on my way. She just went, don't bother coming in. And then she said, we will need a meeting about this later today or tomorrow. I'll find out when Ben's free. And he replied with, don't need the meeting, I know what you're going to say, I know that's it, done. So, okay. So don't need the meeting. Typed out the email. This is your dismissal letter. We are handing in your notice. You'll get paid for the next week anyway, but you're not required to turn up. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And absolutely fine, because this person had let us down so many times. We'd had so many conversations. We'd probably had 4 conversations in 5 weeks about it.
Wow.
So for me, So for me, we'd had a couple of chats, and then I was like, right, you're on the ladder now to the disciplinary. This is a disciplinary conversation. Then a more serious disciplinary conversation. Then the written. This is it. Fucked. I've had enough. Boom. So we'd gone through the process quite understandably. And then he came in this morning, actually, so almost a week later, literally a week later, for his coat and his bag and his bits. All apologetic, all humble. I get it. It's my fault. I fucked up. And when somebody is that raw and apologetic, you have to be made of some pretty solid stuff to not let that affect you a little bit. Not that it was ever going to change any decision, but I just says, look, I still like you.
Yeah.
If it's not too much to ask, we'll be friends at some point. Let the dust settle. We'll go for a drink, perhaps. If I hear of any jobs coming up, I'll help you out and blah, blah, blah. But decisions made. This just went. Every week you were apologising and promising and getting better for about 6 weeks. It just didn't get better. So, I didn't feel emotionally at all until he came in today to collect his stuff. That was a bit like, this is a bit of a sad moment. He's got a family himself, but equally, fucking turn up to work.
And that's the thing that's difficult. And it becomes difficult again, actually, I found, when you get that letter from a potential new employer asking you for a reference for them. And they ask, so in your situation, when they ask about timekeeping,
I won't lie.
Attendance,
but
you can't lie, but you can't, and it's really difficult one, because obviously you can't write a negative, a bad
I'm not going to lie
but also
to anybody.
You can't lie, and that's hard.
But equally, I'll avoid certain questions. I'll no comment it.
Yeah.
He's a good worker. He turns up, he gets his head down. He's a smashing guy.
And that's the difficulty, because that could make it, I suppose, more difficult for him to find work in future and pay for his family and so on and so forth. And you almost have to try and separate that emotion, don't you?
No, almost about it. If you don't nip these things in the bud, then the whole ship's at risk. Everyone's job's at risk, because you're loss making. You can't. One person's pissing in the ointment. So no, had to be done. I probably should have done it a week or 2 sooner, but I had a week of right. Let's just sort everything out now. This roof situation on one of my rentals is a fucking joke.
Yes.
So, or equally, I'm not a property professional, and I thought I looked at myself. I probably could have handled this a little bit better at times. My tenant complains about a lot. But equally, he's got every right with a couple of things he's moaning about. And I just went, you know what? There's professionals like this. They charge what they charge. The math still adds up, because I've almost had too many distractions from my factory. Not that my factory's in a hole or anything, but equally, orders have dried up a little bit, not drastically, not worryingly, but hang on. I could have not have been dicking about with these properties. What am I going to do with my sideline? Should I even have a sideline? Don't know. I've been tutting about with that one for a year nearly. Don't know what I want to do. I've just drawn a line now. Bam. When you plan things out, the certainties, the definites, the earnings. Why am I dicking about running my own property management for the rentals I've got? Let the professionals do it for 10%. In the scheme of things, 10% into lot, and it will be done right. Especially with some of the new laws and regulations that are coming out at the minute in terms of residential landlords. So it'll be done right. I ain't got to give it a second thought soon. I'm over to you. The lady who's doing it's already impressed me a couple of times in the space of 10 days. So it's been a bit of a draw a line under stuff. Go.
Particularly if that 10%, you can make more than that 10%
by focusing on the day job. Got it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a minor cash issue at the minute, dead minor. It's nothing in comparison, but equally it shouldn't be there in the first place, right? And orders aren't terrible, they're fine, but I'd be happier if they were a bit higher. And things like this, sorting the staff out, And I've just said I should have done it sooner. Well, if I didn't have distractions, I probably would have done it sooner. So, yeah, the low point's the roof, but it's also been good that it's just kicked my arse into a bit of, right, had enough now of a few things. Let's stop pissing up the rope and get on with it. Anyway, that's 10 minutes on my low. It's a fucking 40-minute podcast. Go on. Over to highs. Right, so.
Go on then. Yes, highs.
This is the weekend just gone. And myself and my wife have a lay-in each at a weekend, only getting about an extra hour or so, but sometimes two. But it's my turn for the Sunday, and I gets up, looks outside. There's no water falling from the sky. I mean, how long's that been? Yellow thing in the sky. What fucking hell's that? So first thing we did was, after a bit of breakfast, just went straight outside on the trampoline, on the slide, twatting about in the garden with 3 kids, and I just had a moment of, this is what life's about.
Yeah.
This is why I exist. These happy moments. That is my happy place. Not the fact it was the garden or it was just 3 kids, always smiles in their faces and we're dicking about.
Yeah, yeah.
It could be a trampoline. It could be anything else. It could be so many other things, but just doing those things. And really, the bit of sunshine made that happen, getting outside. So that was my high point. Your turn.
Nice. That's awesome. And I'm going to come on to something that you mentioned to me earlier, actually, which I am properly proud of you of. And I'll say that I'm proud of you for the fact that you told me that you're now trying to and aiming to plan in a morning a week with the kids.
We did that today. Went to the park today.
And a morning a week with your wife.
Brunch tomorrow. Only an hour and a half, something like that. But
but time each week, shall I say?
Time each week.
Protected
because the distraction of the sideline is almost gone. The distraction of this fucking property is almost gone. My day job is more focused. And that hour or 2 a week, it's nothing. So
yeah.
And we mentioned I was going to do that on one of these podcasts a few weeks ago, didn't we? So to actually book it in and get round to it and not forget I was going to do it in the first place, which was probably a couple of weeks ago. And then last week something cropped up and I didn't do it then either. So
no, I am genuine.
Give it a go. Yeah, we'll
genuinely
there'll be the odd time. I mean, we belong to a networking group which meets next on a Tuesday morning, so that week I can't do it. But that's only once every 2 months. The other 7 weeks, let's see. As long as there's no emergencies anywhere. My phone will have to be on for the key account customers, but everyone else can ring the standard landline.
Absolutely. And I think, your wife will understand emergencies, genuine emergencies.
God, yeah, 100%.
But the fact that you've made that commitment, I'm so...
Well, the idea came about on this podcast.
Yeah.
Didn't it? A month or so ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. And it's no secret, I've said it a few times, I view these podcasts as almost therapy for me. And every now and then something will crop up and my wife, who listens intently, not just to nod off to, will pick up on things and we'll talk about it sometimes. So it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I'll say it again. I'm proud that you've actually done it, and I hope it will, and believe it will make a massive difference to your family life.
Well, maybe.
So yeah, good one.
Yeah. Anyway, you're not getting away from it. Your turn.
Okay. Lows. Well, I suppose there's been one real low, and it's been hanging over for a while. I've not spoken about it on the podcast before, but you know this situation as well. Having a business partner is bloody difficult at times.
Okay.
I'm not going to go into details. It's not appropriate to go into details about it on a podcast, and I kind of don't air dirty laundry in public, but challenges between myself and effectively business partner are making it very, very difficult at the moment. Particularly when I've spent the last few years putting everything I can into the business. They've been a relatively silent business partner, other than when there's an issue that they see, which sometimes is a good thing, sometimes is a bad thing, as you know. But yeah, it's just been really, really difficult, and there's a lot of stuff going on literally in the last kind of few weeks, few days that's particularly challenging and is taking its toll a bit.
Mm.
I think in my own mind, I'm kind of starting to turn a corner now and look at things a little bit differently and find ways to create a resolution with or without them. We'll see what happens kind of going forward. But yeah, that's been particularly challenging and a real low.
Well, the fact you're in planning mode for it, there'll be light at the end of the tunnel, won't there?
Absolutely. That's what I'm trying to focus on. I'm trying to focus on, okay, how do I create light at the end of the tunnel?
Mm.
Which is really difficult when you're in the moment.
It is, can be. You need to step away.
And,
Yeah.
and takes a shift of focus of I can't see light at the end of the tunnel to no, I can't see it because I need to create it.
Mm.
So yeah, that's been rather challenging.
Mm.
We'll move on from that.
Move
Highs.
on. Go on.
Another daughter weekend,
Of
which
course.
is always a part for me.
Of course it is.
And actually, it was because it's been half term here. It was more than
Yes.
just a weekend. Got more time over half term, so I did take some extra time off with her, which was nice, just to do bits and bobs. One thing we did do, and I've never done this before, is I took her to Alton Towers.
Mm-hmm.
So Alton Towers
CBeebies
have
land.
yes, but they have a pre-season, I suppose, opening. They open up just for the February half term, where they offer effectively discounted tickets. So the tickets are like £18 per person, and they don't charge you for parking, which from what I've seen today, they're putting parking up to £15 or express parking £30. So parking's going through the roof. But we went to what Alton Towers called Pirate Takeover. Now, we happened to book it, well, I kind of planned it, on the last day of the half term, which was the sunny day you spoke about on Sunday.
Mm.
So we had good weather. Admittedly, because it was good weather, I think it was particularly busy, particularly as it was also the last day. She was brilliant. We had a great day. We enjoyed it. We got to see lots of things. The only thing that I struggle with Alton Towers, and I think it's a generic thing in theme parks in the UK, bearing in mind I'm comparing it to theme parks outside the UK, your kind of Universal Studios, your Disneyland Paris, and so on and so forth. Queuing at theme parks in the UK is boring and long.
Mm.
Queue times were 60 minutes, which with a 4.5-year-old, that was right from the start of the day.
Mm.
So with a 4.5-year-old, she was fantastic, but it's a lot for them when there's nothing going on.
Mm.
Now, if you go to a theme park in Europe, or let's say Disneyland Paris, Universal Studios, Disneyland in Orlando, in Florida, the queue times, although they're as long, don't feel as long because they have things happening to entertain you in the queue.
Mm. Okay.
So you're not just stood there looking at nothing. You're stood there looking at actors. You're stood there looking at animatronics and things. They make the queue almost part of the ride, a precursor to the ride.
Mm.
So those hour-long or 2-hour-long sometimes queues that you get in the big parks in America, or even longer, I've seen queues up to 3-4 hours. But because you're entertained in the queue, it doesn't feel like the
It's not so
queue
bad.
is going slowly.
Yeah, that sounds like my idea of hell, if I'm completely straight with you there.
To an extent, it kind of is. And it was busy that day, but she still enjoyed it. And she still had a great day.
That's the main thing.
It was slightly more difficult for me, I suppose, worrying about what do I do to entertain her in the queue because she looks bored, but she was really patient. And that was just fantastic. fantastic end to our time together and her half term, because she was all excited to go back to school and all happy. So super high for me on that one.
Good.
And yeah, we'll see what happens.
Good.
See what happens. One
You've
thing I did come across though,
yeah, come on.
is I spend a lot of time doing her hair.
Yes.
Bloody hell, girls' hair is a nightmare. You think about a little boy's hair; they're always short. You bang a comb through it or brush through it, chuck some water on it, yeah, job done.
Well,
Ponytails, pigtails, space buns. Well, yeah, okay, not looking at yours. Yeah, but you were, when you were a little boy, I'm sure you didn't have hair that
yeah,
thin.
I went bald at 24 or something. So yeah, as a little
Yeah.
boy, it was.
So as a 4 or 5-year-old, when your parents were doing your hair,
Yeah.
but God, I don't know, one, how mums do it. I suppose they've generally had more practice because they've dealt with it all their lives, but it's fucking ridiculous. I'm all fingers and thumbs trying to do this and trying to do that, and she wants to try a new hairstyle. I've got all this bloody paraphernalia that I've ended up buying to try and help me do certain styles and things, just because, oh, I can put it in a ponytail. Oh, whoop-de-doo. Now, I want it to feel like it's nice. So I've started to do a few bits and pieces, and I'll practice more.
Okay.
But then also she's wriggling around,
Yeah.
getting distracted doing things. And I'm thinking, well, I can't now pull that bit straight or tight or whatever.
Yeah. And then yeah, you'll get that far, and then the twin comes over and starts playing with something else on your knee, and the little lad comes and yanks your arm, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I suppose you've got it slightly different. I'm only dealing with
I don't
one.
know. I have fuck all to do with hair. I'm shit at it, and that's.
Well,
The
this
girls
is
know
something
Dad
that
is
got me
shit
thinking.
at it, so there we are.
I do say to my daughter a lot, remember, Daddy's just practicing. He's not as good as Mummy at doing it. And it's really, and I try and explain to her how difficult it is when she moves around, and she kind of gets it. But this got me thinking, and I saw something online, and I thought, that's genius. So this thing online is called Pints and Ponytails. Funnily enough, it's organised by a few dads.
Yeah,
And
okay.
what they get is I'm assuming it's some sort of professional hairstylist or tutor in college that teaches hairdressing or something. They all meet in a pub, they have a pint, and this tutor basically has lots of effectively mannequin heads, I'm guessing again out of the training college, with long hair, and she teaches them how to do girls' hair. Because how many dads out there actually know or are good at doing girls' hair? I followed YouTube videos and TikTok videos and learned a few bits and pieces, but to do it and learn it practically, I think that's awesome.
I think that's quite a clever idea. Yeah.
And I genuinely think that at some point, if we get some interest from listeners or people around, let's do something ourselves. Let's do Ponytails in the Pub.
Yeah, I'll go with.
And find someone to help us do it, and let's have a dad session on doing hair, because I'd like to
We're all
learn.
shit at it. Yeah.
I'm absolutely shit at it. Don't get me wrong. My sister sometimes says to me, "Wow, you've done really hair. Did you do that hair?" And I'm kind of, Mr. Big Balls. Yeah, I did that one.
Of course I did. Yeah.
It's funny when my partner comes down, when Michelle comes down and she's here and my daughter's here, it's always, can Michelle do my hair?
Yeah.
She knows that Michelle's so much better.
Good. Yeah.
But
no, I'm up for that.
I'm determined to learn.
Pints and Ponytails, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
We'll give that a go.
Well,
see if
I
there's
think
one
so that we're not breaking into their brand. I think we'll do Ponytails in the Pub.
Yeah, whatever, yeah. Just give something like that a go. See if there's one around here, or we can talk to a stylist and just organise. We don't have to be a stylist, just somebody who's just... I mean, I don't mean to be sexist, but a woman who's already good at it don't have to be a pro, does it? What do we need to learn? Pigtails and plaits?
Yeah, but I was thinking a stylist or someone from a college is like to have access to these mannequin head things.
Good one, mannequins.
For us to practice on.
Well, you could just rock up somewhere and ask the locals.
We'll
if I buy you a glass of wine, can I do your hair, love? I don't know. There's a
God, is that
going to
be your latest? Yeah, I was going to say, is that your latest chat-up line?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Can I play with your hair?
No, that's really wrong. Certainly, if you go up to them and say, "Can I plait your hair like a little girl?"
Yeah. I've got a fetish. It might
I think
work.
you'd
It
have
might work.
some constables knocking on your door
Yeah, why
within
not?
24 hours.
Why not? Roses are red, violets are blue. I've got 5 fingers. This one's for you. Well, let's jazz it up a bit. Give us something to talk about. Pints and ponytails. Let's do it, or do something similar. We'll start looking at that one.
Yeah. Let's
And
have a
speaking
look
of
at that
which,
one and see what we can get on.
just to enlighten the listeners, you've got another hair-related story, haven't you, this week, Dumbo?
Hair-related?
Yeah, didn't you tell me?
I don't think I've got a hair-related one. I've got a book-related one, which is my fuck up of the week.
Go on, let's say you fuck up of the week. You're not set fire to your kitchen again.
No, I've not set fire to the kitchen this time. I did something.
Okay, what you done?
Which my daughter didn't really, I don't think, recognise as a fuck up, but I recognised it as a fuck up. So, yeah, I decided, right, let's go to the library and get some books so that she can do a bit more reading. And we can practice that. But also, we have bedtime story every night. So I read to my daughter every single night before bed, and we kind of read the same books. And I thought, oh well, while I'm there, I'll have a look and pick up a couple of books. So I thought, okay, whilst I was sat there and she was looking round at what books she wanted and things, and I saw this section which was what was it called? Near the kids section, it was called something like Parents and Carers section.
Okay.
And I'm trying to do a lot of bonding with my daughter at the minute, proper dad bonding and emotional stuff around a relationship with me as her dad. And I was having a look through and I saw this book that was called Dad's Rainbow. And I opened it and I kind of read the first couple of pages, and it was, dads are great at this and dad helps with this, and I thought that'll be a really nice one, and looking up to dad. So I got that one out, and I got another one out, and I can't remember. Oh, it was called a letter from dad or something. So I thought these will be great for bedtime reading, because it'll be nice, settle down. It's a really nice book about having a good relationship with your dad. Anyway, Dad's Rainbow, as I start to read it, I'm thinking, this is really nice. And then all of a sudden, Dad's not there anymore, and Mum's really upset, and brothers and sisters are upset, and they're all having to deal with the loss of her dad. And the fact that Daddy's now over the rainbow. And I was like, oh, fucking hell. I'm reading her a book about coping when Daddy
about you
dies.
croaking it.
Yeah. But I couldn't just stop reading it.
No.
Because this was her bedtime. This was her going to bed. And I was teaching her about dealing with the death of Daddy.
Sweet dreams.
I thought, fucking
Don't let the
hell.
bed bugs bite. Yeah.
And I thought, you dick, you should have read this book first. You should have realised that a book called Dad's Rainbow, whatever it is, and I maybe should have read the whole thing before deciding on it, and recognised that maybe this specific area, the fact that it was labelled for parents and carers, was about dealing with children's emotions in certain situations. So I had to try and explain to her that, yes, so when Daddy's not around and you're with Mummy, Daddy's still there and he's still taking care of you when you're at Mummy's and Daddy's here, and so on and so forth. And try and twist it so it wasn't about me dying and mentally scarring her. And we came to the next day, and I thought, right, okay, love letter from Dad. or Dad's letter. You can see where this one's going, can't you?
Yeah.
Exactly the same sort of thing. It's about, Daddy's around, but Daddy's not around. So Daddy gets everybody else, uncles and aunties, and trusts everybody else to look after you because when Daddy's not around. Thought, fucking hell. Why did I not learn on the first night that I ought to have read the other book before?
Well, why did you not learn last week? You got to read things before you read packets before you put it in the microwave. This week you got to read a book before you get to the end and start giving it your dose.
So, yeah, that's another.
Did you ever, in school? Did you ever do any homework in school?
Who the fuck?
We can tell. We know.
Oh, yeah. You know that thing where people say, look before you leap? It applies to reading books and instructions.
Reading custard packets before you put it in the microwave and things like that.
Jesus. So that was a fun couple of evenings of bedtime stories.
Well, the kids don't know this, but we've all but made our arrangements should the worst happen to us this week as well. I mean, without getting too deep, if myself and my wife both croak it in the same car accident and all the kids survive, what happens then? We've kind of done all that now. To just give everybody a couple of weeks to, are you sure? It's unlikely, but it might. Are you sure? So, yeah, we've got all that one lined up. I'm going to get a solicitor to rubber stamp it, but it leads me on in some way to this week's questions from a 4-year-old, and I don't know if you want to try and get a bit of a jingle coming into some of these, but
the big question.
The big question, and
I'm going to make a jingle for that at some point.
Make a jingle for that. Previous questions have been quite light-hearted and almost, why is the moon in the sky? That was one, wasn't it? And why does the sky sometimes have rain and sometimes have sun and sometimes be windy? And there's things like that.
Yeah, let's not go on about the rain question.
No, but the questions are normally sort of the things like that, and this one takes a bit of a dark turn.
Oh my God! Oh, so you had death and destruction and things going on this week.
Well,
that's good.
We're going through it a little bit because very sadly, my mother-in-law lost a battle to cancer 7 years ago, so they're struggling to come to terms with why is Grandma not here? What's Grandma in the sky? Can I see Grandma in the sky? It's like, well, not really. So we're coming to terms with that over the last few months anyway. But the actual question that we've got for you is on a similar note, and it remains unanswered in our household. So it's coming back. So listeners, any suggestions to why do hunters want to shoot Bambi?
Okay.
What do they want to shoot Bambi for? Well, technically, they're going to eat him. Can't say that. She's 4, my girls.
Shall I tell you the coincidence? Everybody says irony, but I'll tell you coincidence of you asking that question at this specific point when we're recording this podcast.
Well, you've got Bambi on at the minute, have you?
I've just had venison for dinner.
Posh bastard.
I made a venison stew out of some venison I've got in the freezer.
There we go. There's the answer. So Stuart can have fucking venison.
Hold on. Bambi didn't get shot. Bambi's mother got shot.
No, I know, but they were trying, weren't they?
I've never actually seen Bambi.
There's a story. It's crap. But, yeah, we had it on. They wanted to watch it and see what all the fuss was about. Fucking why do hunters want to shoot Bambi? Answers to, what is it? Podcast at theparentingbusiness.co.uk.
Podcast at parentingbusiness.com if you've got an answer to that.
An answer
I do have
answers for a 4-year-old.
Answer.
You won't hit me with it.
Show her The Lion King.
Fuck's sake.
Circle of Life.
We have to fast forward the scary bits on The Lion King.
Oh, the bits with Scar.
Yeah, and we have to fast forward the storm in The Little Mermaid because that's a bit scary when the storm comes up and the ship sinks. So we have to fast forward through the scary bits of fucking everything. Finding Nemo, we can't watch that. I've never seen the beginning of that film. I've seen that film 20 times. Couldn't tell you what happens in the first few minutes because my wife's always, they don't like this bit.
Maybe see if you can get your wife to start to desensitize them to that bit.
Well, it's bit by bit. We need to get them. We are, to be fair. But why do hunters want to shoot Bambi?
Let's show them just the bit
Because
where
he's shit at ice
Mufasa's...
skating? What's the fucking answer to that?
No, show them the bit where Mufasa's talking to Simba and explaining the circle of life.
Yeah, that might be one, actually, when they keep asking about
Simba
grandma in the
says,
sky.
Well, when Simba says something like, why do we eat the antelope? He asked the question, why do we eat the antelope? Well, that's just kind of, antelope's a bit like a deer.
We watched that one recently, have we?
So, Lion King's a classic.
Based on the story's based on Macbeth, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it is. And actually, one thing I will say, I've seen it twice now, the last time being, only about 6 months ago. The Lion King musical in London, the best musical out there, without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt, the most impressive. If you ever get a chance to go and see it, or when the kids are a little bit older, take them to go and see it. They will love it. It blows your socks off.
No Les Mis, though, is it?
Oh, it's better. Way better.
It might be. I've not seen it.
It's fantastic. But, yeah, I think Circle of Life
is the way to answer hunters killing Bambi.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you can beat that, listeners, then you can. Speaking of things the listeners can beat...
What, other than us?
Other than us, and other than questions on Bambi's impending doom.
Yeah.
What's the most popular owl in the UK?
Oh, God. This is one of your dad jokes, isn't it?
Teat.
Oh, tea towel. You're a...
Tea towel. Everyone's got a tea towel.
God. Oh, Jesus. Is this going to become one of your new regular features?
I want this to be a regular feature. Dad's jokes. Let's get the viewers emailing in some dad's jokes, and we can get one of our 4-year-olds, because between us we've got 3 4-year-olds, can pick the best. We can read them out, what the listeners send in to our 4-year-olds, and see which one they laugh at the most, if they laugh at all. So it's got to be clean, it can't be rude.
Or even better, they can either email us in the joke, or they can email us in a sound file, an MP3 or whatever it is, of their child telling us the joke.
That's even better, but can you play that out? Probably not.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Hey, I'm learning all about this technology shit with hosting podcasts.
Shit at times. Make that little girl laugh, or one of them 3 laugh, and we'll read it out and give you a sticker virtually.
Hey, don't say virtually. I've already had plans for stickers and things. Not even just virtual ones. I'm thinking we go back to the old live and kicking, going live days. Send in a self-addressed envelope and we'll send you a little goodie bag. Hey, we got to get this podcast and the brand out there even more.
We can do it. We are doing. Yeah.
So I'm looking at options already, so that if people really want to show their love for us as well, they can stick a little bumper sticker on their car or in their car window and say, "Hey, I listen to 2 bald blokes rabbling on every week."
Yeah, the most uninspiring drivel one person has ever heard on YouTube, even at 1.5 times speed. Was that the quote? Something like that. I'm forgetting it now. It's a while ago. But I admire your optimism, if not your realism.
Hey, if I get 10 stickers made and we get rid of them all, then we're onto a winner.
Chucking them in the bin don't count. Me and you having 1 each don't count.
Oh no, I was including us in that 10.
I might be able to get rid of a couple. We've had a couple of rave reviews who enjoy listening to our drivel, so
Yeah. And if we can get rid of a couple of stickers for somebody being prepared to pay for 2 stamps, a stamp to us and a stamp back to themselves, then hey, we're onto something. We're onto a winner.
What's the price of a stamp nowadays? £1.20, something like that. Scandalous, isn't it?
I don't know. It's enough to have to remortgage half the time now.
Yeah.
I'm sure I remember when first class stamps were 35p, even 31p or something.
Yeah. Well, I don't quite go that far back. You're older than me, aren't you? But it's up there.
Yes, I'm an OAP now, obviously. So plans for the coming week then? What have you got on?
Sort my order book out. It's not as full as I'd like it. It's not terrible, don't get me wrong, it's fine, but we've not hit target for a little while now, so focus on that one. I'm tempted to sign up with a therapist because I've got a bit of a phobia about elevators, so I need to take some steps to avoid them.
Okay.
But
is that because you can't ever give anybody an elevator pitch?
Fired one back there. Like it. Beat that, viewers. There's the dad's jokes you've got to beat. That's quick as well. You didn't know I was going to say that one.
No,
we don't rehearse these at all. So
I'm on fire today.
That's literally if you're going to be cooking something later, given your record.
You're throwing them back at me as well.
Oh dear. But no, just sort the order book out, focus on that for me. Make sure these renovations to one of my rentals actually fucking happens, and because we've been making some changes and just getting a couple of things in the book. And that's it, mate, really. Back to dance class and and swimming this week. And I should probably try and pull my finger out to get another guest lined up, because we've got another guest episode recorded, and then that's it. We've not got another one.
Yeah, so, we have. We've got next week.
There is some interest, but there's nobody. It is. We've got some interest, but nobody's over the line booked. So I'll probably have a half-hour's ring round in the next day or two as well.
Yeah, we've got a couple. I'm looking at a few as well. So I've got some options, and I think we've got potential plans for a few more really good guests.
As opposed to the shit ones that have already been on.
No, I said a few more really good ones. I didn't say more. I didn't say yes. Yeah, don't you cash me out on that shit.
Good job they don't listen to this drivel, innit?
Don't you be calling me out on saying that shit when actually no, I said a few more good ones. Yeah, it's only when it's just us that it's shit.
No, that's true. That's true. Always whining on about elevator pitches and taking steps to avoid them.
Oh dear. I think
We'll see you next
on
week.
that note, yeah, let's call it an end to the show. If you've enjoyed this show or even remotely got to the end of this show, then please do make sure you follow us on Spotify or wherever you listen. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review, and just comment. Do whatever. Reach out to us. Email us at parenting at podcast.
I don't even know what his own fucking email's called.
.com. I haven't got no fucking idea now. My head's fried.
And if you want to slag off and roast this drivel, email in and we'll read it out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll quite happily read people's comments saying we're
slagging us off. It's quite funny sometimes.
And if you know why we want to constantly shoot Bambi, email us in as well, and we can explain it to a 5-year-old.
I had no answer for that. Not a clue.
No. Hey, anyway, I think we'll wrap it up there. You have an awesome rest of the week.
We'll see you soon.
And we will see you next Thursday.